Hello, Priscilla. My name is Star, and so for your video, when you're talking about walk on water, um, I think you were. I wrote down something else in response to you, but I think your thought was like, um, the main character, Al was, or like basically you were saying how like a lot of judgment can happen, like when you don't know someone, right? Like how he got to know the brother and sister, then realized, you know, uh they were good people, or like in on Hula Girls, a lot of stereotyping happened, and I think that we definitely as humans all have like a natural bias, and that is just always gonna be there, I think, regardless of how someone claims they perceive people. But I think that it's really important to note, um, how valuable movies, like any media, honestly, like films, movies, uh, magazines, books, yeah, any kind of media, I think is a really good tool, right? A really good source to unpack that bias. Like as we are watching Walk on Water and Hula Girls, like you're realizing that there's a lot of stereotyping, and I think a lot of people realize that. And it's like, I think when we have, those sources available, I think that that's what really, like I think that the point of this class is like to get conversations going, right? Whether they're like political or, you know, societal, whatever, or whether they're just like silly, right? Because it doesn't always have to be serious. But I think that even though the natural bias is always there, there's always room for improvement, basically, is what I'm saying. We just have to, tap into that mindset of wanting to improve, right? And Hula Girls, I thought it was funny because, like, you were mentioning that, everyone was kind of judging the teacher and the girls for essentially wanting to save the town, right? They were only doing this so they could help them. They didn't want to do. I mean, some of the girls may have wanted to do it because they thought it just looked cool, they looked fun, but also at the same time, like they wouldn't have gone through all this, I don't think, just because it looked, fun, and knowing that they were gonna get scrutinized like they did. Um, but yeah, when the teacher like mentioned, and I believe she mentioned this, I'm pretty sure she said like when a bunch of girls came to like try out, not the first time but like the second time after Sene and Kimoko, I think, were already like in it. Um, she was saying how like you don't have to get naked, yeah, to like practice hula, and one of the girls was like, "Oh, really?" Like they didn't know that. Like it was a thing that she had to point out. But I think it was funny that even at that point, the girl like was still full and ready, and probably some of the girls too beyond her were still ready to put that risk on the line, just to do something new and to hopefully help their families in the town that their families live in. And I think that that was like funny, like a funny way of putting that in there. But also, if when you think about it, it's a lot more serious because of what they're laying down on the line by still going there, thinking that they may have to get naked. Like they were still willing, and I think that that was like really important. But yeah, thank you for watching the movies and absorbing it, and thank you for your thoughts.